Thank you so much for logging on to SNN Local News 6 Weather First Facebook forecast. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone taking a look at our forecast for today. And we're calling for a few isolated showers and storms that could get going later on this afternoon. But high pressure is in control, and that means for the most part clear skies will be the case in our forecast today. We're still watching Tropical Storm Brett. It's barely hanging on to Tropical Storm Life with sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. And Tropical Storm Brett will continue on a northeasterly track away from land, and it will move over some cooler waters and slowly start to dissipate in the next day or so. Now, as far as our satellite image goes, not a lot to show you here. For the most part, clear skies and nothing going on the radar at this time. So we're calling for mostly sunny skies today, highs topping out around average at 91 degrees, and an isolated shower storm later on this afternoon. Now let's talk about the national story and the weather here, and that's this major heat wave taking place throughout the central U.S. And boy, these folks are just really experiencing the heat here. We're talking about 110 to 120 degrees. That's what it feels like in several of these locations here throughout the Midwest. And this heat wave, or this dome of hot air, is sliding eastward, and now it's going to affect the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic states. So unfortunately, a lot of people feeling uncomfortable with this major heat wave taking place. Now let's talk about the tropics. We still are monitoring Tropical Storm Brett, but like I said, this is going to fall apart in the next day or so. And in the overnight hours, another tropical storm has developed, and this is called Cindy, has sustained winds at 50 miles per hour. The pressure is at 1,001 millibars, but this continues to move towards the northeast and towards the northern Atlantic, so it will continue to move over some cooler waters and slowly start to dissipate in the next day or so. So two tropical storms barely, and they're both anticipated to fall apart in the next couple of days. So not an issue here. But we do have to watch this tropical wave out here in the central Atlantic in the next several days. Well, it looks to be interesting to see what happens with this guy. So we have to pay close attention to this one here and see what happens with this. Hopefully it won't develop in anything, but of course we're edging into that time of the year where things start to get active. All right, as far as our highs of the day, lower 90s for just about everyone here along the Sun Coast, and an isolated shower here or there that could develop later on this afternoon. But it's going to be a great boating day. Westerly winds up to 10 knots. Chop will be light. Seas anywhere from 1 to 2 feet. As far as your tides go, low tide in Sarasota at 12:08 p.m. and a low tide in Charlotte Harbor at 2:33 early this afternoon. Now looking at your forecast, well, lower 90s over the next several days, but the rain chance does increase by tomorrow and into Saturday. But by the latter part of the weekend and into early next week, well, we start to suppress that moisture and only about a 10 to 20% chance of shower activity. So for the most part, dry conditions will return. Thank you very much for logging in to SNN Local News 6 for your Weather First Facebook forecast.